A new study focusing on HIV in South Africa has revealed a concerning trend that challenges the long-held assumptions about who is most at risk. Researchers found that HIV awareness and prevention campaigns are overlooking a growing and vulnerable group. That's older adults. In fact, between the year 2000 and 2016 alone, the number of people aged 50 and older living with HIV in sub-Saharan Africa has doubled, and their HIV prevalence now surpasses that of younger adults. Let's unpack this a little bit now. We're joined by the study's lead author from the Wits-Agincourt Research Unit, Professor Xavier Gomes-Olive. Professor, thank you so much for the time. Appreciated then. Many South Africans have lost their fear of dying from HIV/AIDS. I quote here from some parts of those who have commented on this. That is just absolutely scary to think. Won't you just share more with regards to this data?
Thank you. Good morning, and thanks for having me here today. We know that HIV has been a killer in South Africa for many years. And we have, I would say that nearly every family has directly or known someone that has died from HIV in the past, I would say 20, 25 years. But this, fortunately, has changed with the introduction of the ARTs and the program that South Africa has on ARTs. And people with HIV are living longer, are living to older ages. And fortunately, we are now seeing, as we saw in the article, that population with HIV are aging. This is good news in the sense that people are not dying from HIV as they were dying before. And this is also the problem, if you want to say so, that people over 50 are growing with HIV and also the non-communicable diseases that they have for these older age groups that are common on these older age groups. And the problem is that we have to take that into account. We have to create policies that work with this older age population that are growing or getting older with HIV. And this is where in our research we've seen that is something that has not properly been done, and that we are creating now in this research awareness that this is necessary. We have to focus on people older than 50 because they also have HIV, they are getting older with HIV, and there are a lot of health problems that they will be facing.
It certainly seems that way. I mean, just getting a sense then from Dr. Lucia Olubayu saying that by 2040, a quarter, I mean, 25% of the people living with HIV in Africa will be aged 50 years and older. So tailored awareness and treatment campaigns need to be pressing. Is it time to be creating a better understanding and a depletion of the stigma that is surrounded here by it, so that we do get a lot more people aware, testing, and hopefully onto some medication?
No, absolutely. All the campaigns that we have seen for many years have been focusing on population over until the age of 49, with the belief that people over 50 were not getting infected with HIV. HIV was not a problem of all the population, and that is exactly what we are showing, is that that's not what is happening, and it's going to change in the next years. As I said, fortunately, thanks to the antiretroviral treatment, people living with HIV are surviving to these older age groups. And we have to create awareness. We have to explain to them about PrEP, the pre-exposure prophylaxis, about the need of testing, the need of getting treatment when they need it, and making sure that these people can leave these age groups with healthy development of their extra ages or extra years that the ARTs are giving them. Then, we have to make sure that the policymakers and the population in general are aware of these circumstances and that they can grow older with HIV.
Professor, are you able to share, perhaps from the study itself, whether this age group is perhaps catching the virus then, or being infected with the virus from an early stage and growing older with it, or whether it is actually being them infected with it at the age of around 50 or so. Where exactly is this happening and why?
Yes, I mean, we have also seen in this study that a part of what I was explaining now, that people are getting older with HIV, there are also new infections at this older age group. These believe that people over 50 are not having sex, they are not exposed, that we are proving that this is not true, that, I mean, people older, they are getting infected and the infections are not zero. Then in this population, we have to continue doing awareness of protection, being aware that, I mean, the possibilities of infections are there and that they have to follow the same campaigns or the same advices that have been done for younger age groups. And fortunately, we've seen that these older age groups, because they are not aware, they are having more risky behaviors and they also getting infected at these older age groups.
What about a lack of testing? Is that happening a whole lot more? People just don't want to test, or perhaps fearful of testing, the cost of testing in some places?
Yeah, I mean, the whole thing is that you are testing when you think that you are at risk and you think that this is something that can happen to you. If you are not aware that you can be infected, this is a disease that is not for me, this is for younger people, then you don't think that you have to test for this specific condition. An older person will go to a clinic and will test for blood pressure, will test for diabetes, and I mean, that would find that a normal thing. But going to a clinic and asking for an HIV test, an older person may feel stigmatized and will feel that, I mean, this is not for me. And that is exactly what we have to change from the policy makers. We have to change that in the clinics. And in our study, we've seen that in most of the infections are also in rural areas, especially in women and people that have a lower socioeconomic status. Then in this, we have to make sure that the primary healthcare facilities that are the ones that this population use are also aware of these circumstances, and they ask them and they motivate them to test when they go to the clinics, as they do now for hypertension as a normal thing.
Yeah, one concern could also just be perhaps older people and their engagement with sex and what that kind of looks like in the society as well then. Are you able to share any kind of research with regards to what that actually looks like at present?
We have seen, and not related exactly with our last research, but we have seen in other years that because of lack of awareness of this possibility of getting infected, the behavior of all the population is at a very high risk. They are using less condoms, for example, than younger population. They have also extramarital relations, like, I mean, at a level that possibly is higher than we would expect at these age groups. And also we have that people that are widowed, and this age group also is a higher risk of being widowed just by circumstances. They're also having higher risk of entering into intercourses that are risky for HIV infection.
Prof, I have 30 seconds left here. Direct funding from the US, of course, for things like AIDS, HIV, AIDS treatment, etc., regarding PEPFAR have, of course, closed off quite significantly. How much could that hurt South Africa's fight against HIV/AIDS?
That will hurt for sure, and especially will hurt in the collection of the data that we need to know exactly what's going on with the epidemic, to be able to follow the epidemic. Most of the clinics now lost people that were collecting the data for HIV and following the epidemic. That will be a serious problem because we will have data, and that's a serious issue when we want to control the epidemic.
Lead author from the Wits-Agincourt Research Unit, Professor Xavier Gomes-Olive, thank you so much for the time then on such a significant and important discussion.